This is room C. Right now it is room C for catastrophe because all of my clothes, oh God, I can't even be in here, I'm choking. All of my clothes that I saved from my pregnancy and Eugene's clothes from when he was a little baby that I saved in case I had another baby and Eugene's old crib, basically everything in this room is about to be thrown away because it has molded. I'm afraid to step here because it looks like I will fall through the floor. Don't step there! No, no, no! Do not do that! Do not do that! I'm doing it the way they do it on Hoarders. I'm setting up a little staging area on a tarp. I'm dividing the good stuff, the stuff I'm donating to charity, which in this case is a free pile that anyone in the neighborhood can take stuff from, and the trash.
It needs to be contained and into some type of a storage unit.
Well, that's how the stuff is. It's in storage tubs.
If it's just scattered across the yard, it's unapproved storage of solid waste.
Unapproved storage of solid waste?
Just like what you have out here on the street.
This is not garbage. This is stuff we are giving away for free.
That's fine, but it needs to be stored properly if you're going to give it away for free.
And now, the very last of the stuff is going into the dumpster.
Get that shit the fuck up out of here.
Wow.
We did all this work. You can top it off.
We have just left Kmart. And the plan is we are going back to my house and we are going to clean out room C. We're going to do it like they do on Hoarders. We're going to take everything outside into my yard, organize it in my yard, put the good stuff in storage bins, and throw away anything that's moldy. We're going to call it Hoarding Buried in Mold. For those of you who are not familiar with my room naming system, my room is room A. Eugene's room is room B. This room that we just put the laminate flooring in is room D. And this is room C. Right now it is room C for catastrophe because all of my clothes, oh God, I can't even be in here, I'm choking. All of my clothes that I saved from my pregnancy and Eugene's clothes from when he was a little baby that I saved in case I had another baby and Eugene's old crib and a lot of my artwork, basically everything in this room is about to be thrown away because it has molded.
Everything is, not everything, but a lot of things are wet, like super, super wet.
I'm afraid to step here because it looks like I will fall through the floor. Don't step there! No, no, no! Do not do that! Do not do that! Get off of that now!
I'm basically going through it.
Well, you can go through it, and then we have to pay your hospital bill.
Oh, look at what I found for Eugene, some little fish. Okay.
This is where I had my artwork stored. I guess some of my artwork might be okay, but some of it is not. This is bad. We're going to have to rip the floor out in this room, too. This is some of the stuff that was in that room. This is obviously clothing that will probably have to be thrown away. That package of chopsticks will probably not be thrown away. This bucket of dishes is probably just going to get thrown away. The stroller can get thrown away. More stuff has come out of the room. I found some of my art in this heap of stuff, and I also found this. Look at the mold in this stroller. I was going to start to fill it with moldy laundry and roll it towards the dumpster, but I wanted to get a video of that first. Isn't that just terrible? This is why most of these items, even things that look good, are going to need to be thrown away. They are contaminated with mold spores. I might even have to throw away these beautiful paintings. But I'm going to try not to, because one of my friends did that painting here at my house a few years ago. That was a very loud motorcycle, wasn't it? Now that I've recorded that, I'm going to go back to organizing this stuff. This is my backyard. These are my boyfriend's sheep and goat hides that he dried himself. And this is what I have for a backyard. As you can see, there's not much room back here. This is the back door to room C. And I was hoping to see what was in room C, but as you can see, I cannot get in there right now. Now, some of these articles of clothing may be okay, like the ones that were in Tupperware. Others may have to be thrown away. And my boyfriend told me that a lot of my really nice clothes that I used to wear in my YouTube videos were back here, and I see that he was correct. There's one of my scarves, one of my pairs of pants. I do not know why these things are here. Look what I randomly found on the ground in my little backyard. It's a CD that says random on it. I'm pretty sure we need to go to the store to get more subfloor.
And that was rhyme.
Yep.
Ow, that was too close to my hand.
So guess who called me as I'm pulling in your driveway?
Some of the recycling is getting taken to the recycling center right now. Now make sure you bring me the receipt so I can see how much money you made on this. Are you crushing cans so you can fit more of them in your bag? Alright, so taking in cans and glass bottles. These are not all from drinks that we drink. We also collect recycling everywhere we go.
No, we drink them all.
Good joking, right?
There's a 50-50 chance.
A 50-50 chance. You didn't drink that pale ale, did you?
Where, this one or this one? Because
This
I drink
one.
them all.
That's too. I've never seen that one.
No, I drink it.
They are taking that much recycling. A few baskets of bottles and a backpack of cans, which have been crushed. So bring me the receipt when we get back.
I'm fitting in one more box.
Cool.
Here, it's full. Going in my backpack with him.
Believe it or not, with my glasses on, I see worse than, because these glasses are for distance.
Oh yeah?
No, that's okay. I'll put them on as soon as I back up.
So we are leaving Ace Hardware, but there is a problem. They only had one respirator that's made for mold. See that? It says professional use for mold, lead, and sprays from coating and sealants. So I got this other respirator that's not as good. It's basically only for painting, but will offer them some protection from the fumes from the mold. Hopefully neither of them will lose their voice like I have lost my voice, but that seems to be my own personal reaction to breathing in mold. That doesn't happen to other people. And as you can see, I also got some of these candy bars. I am behind room C, and if you look up, you can see that there is very bad black mold on the corner of the roof here. So we might have to actually like cut this out, or we might actually have to rip the whole panel out. I don't know, I think it goes all the way around. Howie, it is hard for me to hear myself talk when you are barking that loud. What am I seeing here? Look at that. That looks improper. Can you see how bad my phone's not focusing? That's mold. Looks really bad. And as you can see, there's also mold right there, but as you can also see, the wall like goes in an odd way. This panel is supposed to go all the way up. It's not supposed to go in like that. So I don't know what's up with that. I guess I will see what's up with that later.
Adrienne.
Yes.
Is using wood that's from our general area near his property to fix
I think it's funny.
his fence.
It's fine with me. It keeps that dog out of here. I don't mind that he used that wood. So what my boyfriend is talking about is that the neighbor used a piece of wood siding that used to be on the side of my house that was like laying on this side of the fence to block the hole in his fence to stop his dog from coming in here. And he appears to have like pulled it under the fence and used it, screwed it in from his side. As you can see, the screws are poking out on my side. I'm not annoyed though. I think this is kind of funny. It's cute, you know? Cats can even get through because there's holes on the bottom of the fence. Now that all of the stuff that was here has been removed though, you can see the mold damage on the outside of this wall.
So she's not coming back to get the crib?
Not right now.
So we kind of need it out right now.
I know. Take out everything except for the crib. I am in room C, and as I walk in here, the floor starts to feel uneven right here. There seems to be like a beam here or something, and then it sinks down on either side of that beam. But when it gets to over here, it really sinks down. I'm not going to walk on this, people, but it really sinks down. As you can see, the trunk is even leaning downward quite a bit. My boyfriend believes we might have to replace this window, and we're definitely going to have to rip out the linoleum. We were planning to do that anyway, and much of the subflooring. Now I'm not going to walk over here. I'm just kind of like walking on what I feel is a beam and leaning over here. But this is disgusting. This is really, really disgusting. It will have to be completely ripped apart, just like we did to room D. We're going to do the same thing in this room that we did to room D. I'm going to go see how this room looks now. Oh my gosh! My boyfriend has already ripped up the old linoleum and...
Move.
Wow! I thought it was going to be like a big rotten hole, not a big broken hole. It smells really disgusting in here. I need to leave because I'm not wearing a respirator.
Like mushrooms.
My boyfriend is wearing a respirator.
So make you sit down.
Look at that.
Go. I'm stirring it up.
I came outside for a smoking break. I'm in the little backyard, and I'm about to look into room C without going in there because the smell is really horrible. I lost my voice from going in there a few minutes ago and filming my boyfriend rip up the linoleum without a respirator. There it is. There's what they've ripped up so far. They still have to rip up a lot of that. It smells really bad. I'm backing out of here now. What's going on is some of the support beams, these long beams that go across that hold up the subfloor, are actually so rotten that they will need to be replaced. And the wall was built over the linoleum, which was built over the rotten subfloor. So we're going to have to take it out in small pieces while sliding something in to support the wall, because ripping it out without supporting the wall with something else could cause the wall to collapse. We are also going to be ripping out like parts of the roof and parts of the walls. As you see, this wall has no insulation, even though it should. These exterior walls do have insulation. It is probably moldy. It also will need to be ripped out. Some of this wall paneling had been covered up with plastic. The plastic has been removed. Other wall paneling that was not covered up has been damaged by mold and will need to be removed. This wall might end up being just beams as the floor is. We might have to remove the interior wall panels, the insulation and the exterior panels, leaving this as just beams.
Get that shit the fuck up out of here.
Wow.
We did all this work. You can top it off.
Alright.
You can put some shit in there.
Wow.
Yeah, start putting some shit in there.
Marlon, I need my jackets. I'm sorry, Marlon. I need them. I am out in my yard. Check out how my yard looks now. We have been up all night removing this stuff from the room and basically ripping the room apart. And this is what is left. This is all of my stuff that was in room C. Look at this. Everything paper and everything cloth is going to need to be thrown away. And probably everything wood as well. This crib, which looks alright, is actually very moldy on the other side. See that? This was a good book, but now it's going to need to be thrown away. So what I am going to do right now is go through this stuff with gloves, because it's like almost 7 in the morning and they're supposed to come around 7:30 in the morning to take the dumpster. It is now 7:38 a.m. I have created a pile of stuff that is definitely moldy. My boyfriend said he would wake up and throw it in the dumpster when I was done, and I am done. Even though there is still a huge pile of stuff in my yard, I am just exhausted. I need to go to sleep for a few hours. I have also created a free pile, or a free fence of clothes. There's a little pile, but this is all of the really nice looking stuff that I knew somebody might want, but I didn't want to wash because I think it will permanently smell like mold. But somebody will want these really nice looking clothes and be willing to wash them. You may even recognize some of these clothes. I've had many of them for years, and I've worn many of them in my YouTube videos. That green dress was one of my favorite dresses. I really like that shirt, and that bandana, and that bag, and this is one of the shirts that my cousin sent me when Eugene was born, and they sent me a box of clothes for him. All of it is now going to get given away to somebody else. My laundry machine isn't that good at taking smells out of laundry, so I doubt that it could make this stuff not smell like mold. And I don't really want to take it to a laundromat. I just want to give it away to someone else who is willing to wash it. Because I am not. Look who's awake. My boyfriend and my mother are awake filling the dumpster. My instant coffee went cold. Yes, I'm recording. I put this silk shirt over the fence. Now you can tell people you spent your summer vacation throwing moldy laundry into a dumpster.
Are we recording this?
In the wee hours of the morning.
She's just so connected. Oh, this is great if it could hold away.
And now, the very last of the stuff is going into the dumpster.
Can I take you home with me?
One or two jump out of the suitcase when you get home.
Woo.
Surprising
I
dad.
didn't mean to hurt
Like
your
when
ear.
Magdalene
You just-
jumped out of the cabinet door this morning.
Goodbye,
It was really
kitties.
startling me.
Let's see,
Aw.
how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4.
You haven't said goodbye to all of them.
Bye, kitty.
But you said goodbye to the ones that really liked you the most. These 3.
Bye, kitty.
These 4.
Ouch. Yes, you're giving me a souvenir of a big cut.
They left me a lot of souvenirs. Look at my arms after giving the cats all dewormer last night.
Did you give them flea medicine?
No, I fell asleep. I'm going to give it to them after we drop you off at the airport.
Oh, okay. Where's my car?
Oh, I'll give it to you. Let's go.
When are you going to clean up the rest of the yard?
Probably later on today after we drop you off at the airport. Hopefully before it gets too hot and sunny.
I have one more question. Where are you going to put the swimming pool when you're all finished?
Oh, we're going to put it in our secret underground basement in the 5th story down.
Oh. After yesterday, I couldn't help it. It's a big deal for this.
We are giving my mom a ride to the airport. Here is her suitcase. We are all in the car.
You can't help it if you're not, you know, so that's fine. No, we should have.
We'll make it there in time. We are now at our local airport, the Arcata Airport.
Come in for just a couple of minutes.
Take it right here.
Yeah, I could come in for just a couple
Yeah,
of
and
minutes.
not have him
Is it
out.
right here?
Yes.
Right here. Yes.
Yes, sorry.
Here it is.
It's a
Humboldt
funny
County, this
thing
tiny
to go
little
around
airport.
it to get to. Yeah, if you could do that, that would be great.
Maybe we could get coffees at the Ramones inside the airport because
Ju-
I'm like a
just-
sweep.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be good.
My mother is about to go through the departure gate. See it behind me? Say bye. No, wait, say bye. They can't see you.
Bye.
Wow, the yard is coming along. What are you doing, Adrienne?
I'm putting clothes in bags.
Are those clothes that you're keeping, Adrienne?
No, these are clothes I'm giving away. These are the few clothes that I'm keeping. I'm folding up my organizing tarp for the night. But as you can see, the yard looks a lot better than it did a few hours ago. There's not a lot of junk all over my yard like there was a few hours ago. My boyfriend's beer brewing supplies are all here. My artwork is over here. This stuff has not yet been organized. A lot of stuff I found that was salvageable I put up here. This bucket's been partially organized. That stuff's not organized at all. But as you can see, I'm doing it the way they do it on Hoarders. I'm setting up a little staging area on a tarp. I'm dividing the good stuff, the stuff I'm donating to charity, which in this case is a free pile that anyone in the neighborhood can take stuff from, and the trash. Yeah, we do. We also organize the porch. We used to use it as a little hangout area.
We just need to fill those 6 rows for
I was able to salvage some of the clothes from my pregnancy and from Eugene's childhood. As you can see, they're in Tupperware tubs right here. And they're even labeled. We have a little hangout area in front of the campfire. And we have been cooking hot dogs and steak over the campfire today. And a few neighbors have come by to ask if we're having a yard sale. Look at this. Most of the stuff that was over here has now been organized and placed into Tupperware tubs. We're expecting rain in the next few days. It's not completely organized or clean, but it is in tubs.
Hi, Mama.
What's wrong?
Mama. Yeah,
Alright, I'm gonna take off my gloves so I can help Eugene with his video game. What's wrong?
And she's like, why? You like chase me out where it's like, I'm not a child anymore, Dad.
I wanted you to get a full belly. Before you go to sleep tonight.
Yeah, she's eating steak.
See that? All of the stuff that was in my yard is almost completely gone. Only those few boxes remain to be organized. It is now pouring rain on all my stuff from my storage room in the yard. Now when this thunderstorm started, I looked up the weather forecast and it said 0% chance of participation. I said, are they sure there's thunder and lightning? I guess they were not sure. I guess they were wrong. Wow, that was lightning.
Oh yeah, I heard that. I heard something. Oh!
We rarely get lightning in Humboldt County, California.
I heard.
This is very, very abnormal. That's a lot of wood. I think it's gonna rain tomorrow, or possibly even today. We might have to buy a tarp because we are not ready to install this wood yet. Those are some big pieces of wood. Is all of that wood for us? Now that my truckload of wood has arrived, I will have enough wood to rebuild everything I need to rebuild in my entire house. Well, they delivered the wood, but there is a problem. As you can see, some of this wood is either dirty or moldy. I believe that might be black mold. They may need to replace a few of these beams. There's 1, 2, and 3. You can tell the moldy, older ones are kind of like tan color.
Or maybe they
with
were just
black
from the
on them.
middle of the stack and they got all hot.
And the newer ones that are not moldy are more of a reddish color. Actually, they give us 4 older ones. I can see it from this angle. But 2 of them are actually really moldy.
Probably got to slip in some of the old ones with the new ones.
Yeah, every time someone orders some, they give them mostly new ones
A couple
and some
moldy.
old ones. A friend of mine has been over all day doing work in room C. Are you ready to see what room C looks like now? Let's go see room C. All of the insulation has been ripped out. And that beam has been replaced. Looks good. So do
Dug
a
under
bracket.
these. I'm not touching the dirt.
Yep. I see mold right there on the outer wall. We're gonna have to take care of that. Yes, black mold. Also, we're gonna have to take care of this before we do anything to the roof even. Because this wall is also connected to the roof, we have to carefully pull out the rotten subflooring in small pieces at a time and use little pieces of wood as shims to hold the wall up. Because as you can see, nothing is holding this wall up except for that little strip of rotten subfloor. And we're gonna have to do something about that mold right there, which may need to be done from the outside. I need something in here that I don't have in here. I need a large couch so all of these cats can cuddle with me all at once because, as you can see, I can't work on my computer. How am I supposed to edit videos when all of these cats are all trying to get on my lap all at once? Last night, I was up late working on my YouTube videos. I was actually up until about 7 in the morning editing and uploading videos. I fell asleep, and around 10 in the morning or so, I awoke to a very loud commotion. I heard people screaming, "Wake up, Adrienne! Wake up, Adrienne! That lady Holly from the county is outside!" Here's a video of what happened.
So we're here regarding complaints about storage of solid waste, and I can see, I don't know, do you have a garbage service?
Yeah, our can's just full.
Okay.
And a lot of this is recycling, or someone put some recycling in our garbage, and I was carefully removing it.
I'm gonna go back at it. These 2 cans appear to be household waste, not recyclables.
No, someone put some recycling in there, and I was picking it out.
Gotcha.
Most of the recycling has been picked out, but I broke this one yesterday.
Okay, well, this material out here on the street side,
You guys have any yard sale?
No, we have someone come over and pick it up, or we load it up in dumpsters and stuff, and some of that stuff is like clothing and stuff for our free pile, and I don't know, I don't see anything bad there.
well, it's
not neat.
It's solid waste is what it is.
I don't
and
think that's on the property either, which is why the neighbors are complaining.
Okay.
Because they see it going out of the property and getting in the road.
And so
Yes.
if you wish to have these things that are in containers stored, they need to be in some kind of a structure,
Yes.
like, you know, a tent or something like that contained, so it's not just unapproved storage of solid waste, because that's what the complaint's been about.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, when was this opened up?
I have information in the truck. I can go get it.
Because all this
That's
stuff has
all
been
right.
here for maybe 2 or 3 days.
2 or 3 days, okay.
Yeah.
I'm Adrienne Floreen.
And since we started ripping out the
Hi,
other back
Adrienne.
I
room.
would like to know what exactly you think needs to be abated off of my property.
Let me step out here.
Where is the trash? Other than this trash here, where is the trash? I see this trash here, but this is trash we cleaned up in the last few days. I mean, what needs to be abated? This is my stuff out of my storage room. We're remodeling my storage room. This is garbage. This is like my stuff. It's like my notebook. Here's my kid's clothes from when he was a newborn. Here's his old cloth diapers. Does this need to be abated off of my property?
It needs to be contained and into some type of a storage unit.
Well,
rather
that's
than
how the
just
stuff is. It's in
scattered.
storage tubs.
If it's just scattered across the yard, it's unapproved storage of solid waste. Just like
Unapproved storage
this-
of solid waste.
Just like what you have out here on the street.
This is not garbage. This is stuff we are giving away for free.
That's fine, but it needs to be stored properly if you're going to give it away for free. And that's what the complaint is about, and that's why we've been out
What
here.
is the complaint about? This stuff in my yard? This stuff was here after the complaint was made. This stuff only showed up in the last few days. My yard was empty a week ago.
That's
Do
what
you
she was
believe me?
telling me.
It was cleaner, yeah. And I watched
It was
your
completely
videos.
empty.
Yeah.
So are you planning to get it back to that condition again?
Of course! No, I'm planning to leave it like junked like this forevermore. No, I am in the middle of remodeling a storage room. I have the floors and the walls ripped out. And part of the ceiling too.
Okay, well, we can come and check back later. When do you think you'll have the...
What is the stuff that the complaint is about? Just my stuff, my things?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, my things are going to be here on my property. And you can come back and check. They might still be here, they might not be. But they're going to be here. I mean, this stuff literally came out here a week ago. This is not something to be complaining about. Have you seen, like, down that driveway over there?
Do you want
I've seen around that corner. No, I don't want to file a complaint. I want you to take a walk
Will you
around
guys
the block.
stop bothering us and go bother them?
I want you to take a walk around the block
We
and
don't-
look at
we
every
don't
single
go
other
look.
house in this neighborhood because There's nothing wrong
I've
here.
literally seen trash stacked like to the tip of their fence.
You're
down there,
harassing me
and
for
it's a
no
12-foot
reason.
Fence, dude.
You're harassing me for no reason.
We only react to
You
complaints.
would like to file a complaint about
And the
somebody,
complaint is
you can
by
do that.
him.
I don't know who the complaint is.
Oh, you know who the complaint is. You know that the complaint is James Vance, and you know that he's been harassing me for more than 15 years. You know that the county, the environmental health department, has said that they're not going to listen to his complaints anymore because so many false reports have been made by him against me that they're not taking them seriously anymore. So I don't know what they told you. I really don't know what they told you. They might have told you that, you know, my yard's been like this for months, that, you know, that we're growing marijuana upside down from, you know, the bottoms of our chins. I don't know what they might tell you. They've done this so many times. It's ridiculous. This stuff is not junk. And it's like in the process of moving. Like it's literally in the process of moving. Like yesterday.
A lot of it moved yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday a lot of it moved. I've got it on video if you don't believe me.
Okay.
I would like you to exit. This here is a private road. The private property starts there. So where you guys can be is off the gravel. Please leave. And I said, when I called you, do not come back here to harass me. Do not contact me directly. Contact my lawyer. That is what you are to do. Get off of the gravel road, off of my private property. Don't take any pictures. Don't contact me again. Contact my lawyer.
Do you know who her lawyer is?
No.
Exit off of the property, please.
They're already taking pictures before. I didn't mean to wake you up like that.
Oh no, dude, it's okay.
I was just really worried because there's someone driving around with a big camera taking pictures.
Oh
of you.
yeah. Fuck. Could you?
So I was sitting outside this morning reading a book, and I see a big black truck drive by very slowly. I thought it was normal at first, and then they turn around. They start driving by the fence line and stopping, taking pictures all along the way. They drive a couple more feet, take some more pictures. Every couple of feet they drive by and take more pictures till they stop right in front of the red car here and awkwardly stare at me because I'm confronting them. And then when I'm confronting them, they finally stop and get out.
Thrifty's strawberry swirl.
All right, do me a favor.
It's at Rite Aid.
The cloth bags of clothing stay where they are because since they've been rained on, I'm gonna have to wash them. Everything else that's in Tupperware tubs gets moved onto my porch. Looks good. Looks color coded. I have sorted all of the stuff that the county was complaining about. This is glass. Come over here. These are plastic bottles and these are cans. This one's still not sorted, and this is all recycling we do not get money for. And in this bucket is all metal of various kinds. All of the Tupperware tubs of my possessions, which the county called solid waste, which are not solid waste, but my possessions, have been moved to my porch. And the only thing left is this laundry that got rained on and now needs to be washed. Now, as you have seen, I have been remodeling a storage room where a lot of my stuff got moldy. I have been taking my stuff out into the yard, organizing it, putting the good stuff in Tupperware buckets to save, and taking the garbage and throwing it in the garbage. As you know, I've rented several dumpsters, not just for my moldy clothing, but the like moldy wood and linoleum stuff we had to rip out. And then I've been taking the stuff that is good stuff that other people might want and putting it on the corner, as people do in this area. They call it a free pile. You put your stuff in the corner in a pile for free, and people who want it take it. And that's how it's done. That's generally how it's done. And there's one of my neighbors right now looking at the free clothing in my free pile. Remember, it has to be properly stored if you're going to give it away for free. And how are people going to be able to see what's being given away for free if it's stored and not out in the open?
Want no scrub? Scrub is a guy can't get no love from me. Hanging at the passenger side with best friends, right? trying to holler at me.
So, what's left in the yard are my boyfriend's beer brewing supplies, some of this, what's called hardy backer. It's what you put when you put tile down underneath the tile. It's like a second layer of subflooring that you put over the original subfloor, between the subfloor and the tile. That will be used when I put new tile in my bedroom. Now, I did stop organizing this for a few days because I was feeling sick from my period and because of the crazy weather we've been having, where it's been really hot and then really cold and rainy. So this pile of stuff and this pile of stuff have not been sorted yet. But as you can see, everything else that I took out of my storage room has been sorted and is now on my porch. And you can get a little video shot of my porch so they can see that. Now, when I started to film my video where I said I was gonna remove all of the stuff from my moldy storage room and call it hoarding buried in mold, I was really only joking. I wasn't really hoarding anything. That was actually just my stuff that I was storing because I was using that room as a storage room. I find it ironically funny that the county actually came out here to harass me and accuse me of being some kind of hoarder, and that they called all of this stuff that I've stored up solid waste. That's ironically funny. I couldn't have made my video more interesting if I had tried. And when I am finally done remodeling my house, it is not going to be hoarded up full of junk. I'm actually ordering a bunch of special organizing bins and installing new shelving in my closets so I can organize all of my stuff the way I want it organized, which is like very, very, very organized, where I can find what I need in a second, where I never have to like look for a sock because I can't find a sock or any of that nonsense. I like my stuff to be organized. I like my house to be clean. I'm very obsessive compulsive about it being clean and organized, especially organized. Anyway, I have not completely finished organizing all of the stuff that came out of room C, my storage room, but I think I have finished recording enough video footage for this video. So I am going to end this video now. Please like this video, share this video, watch my other videos on YouTube, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye!